Hi guys, so today we've got a review of the iPad 4th generation. We've got some new audio equipment, if you could just bring that down into the shot. Yeah, yeah. Oh, yeah. Actually, it's rather fluffy. You could probably do a bit of dusting with this. Look at how fucking filthy this is. It's like living in a hole. So yeah, I don't want that poking me in the eye halfway through. Right, so this is the 4th generation of the iPad. David, who's currently holding the boom prong, got it a couple of well, about a week ago now, and I'll just get it out of the box. I've got the fluff from it in my mouth now. Right, so we'll stick the iPad to one side to start off with, and I'll just throw the contents of the box absolutely everywhere. So you get this stupid user guide that never really tells anybody really much anyway. It's just sort of, you have brought an iPad, and some stickers that I've never found a use for. Info and warranty about how you can't sue them, and then just a picture of the iPad. Very useful information, Apple. And obviously the new styled charger with the lightning bolt connector. So that's the main box, and then as usual with an Apple product, there's just the coding on there of which type it is, and this is the 16GB model. So I'll just shovel that to the side, remove the box lid, and obviously it's a bit smeggy because he's already set it up. So this is the new design, much thinner, much lighter, the new lightning bolt connector, and there's a bigger speaker on the back as well. New camera as well. What megapixel is it? I think it's 5, I think. Just turning around looking at the cameraman. Nice new display, front camera as well, which was not seen. I've got the iPad 1, and well, the iPad, because it was never really called the iPad 1, and it doesn't have a front camera. So nice new update. So nice new Retina display. They really did update the screen really well. And now I'm just going to go through a couple of nice quick tips. So we'll start with the camera. The camera, for some reason, has stuck the bar down this side. I don't know whether that's standard. I think it is. Now, if I press onto a square, you actually have to slide it. It will take then a square photograph rather than a photograph that will fit to the size of the iPad, which is obviously a funny shape for most computers. And the video, you have to bear in mind, it will zoom in quite a lot, because it uses a different lens on the outside of the camera, which is more zoomed in. And obviously you can switch that round, and you can see me, and there's David in the background with his dead rat on a stick. So we'll get rid of my ugly fucking face. And there's various different features as well, like there's a grid you can have appear if you want to line it up with something in particular, etc. And then you can obviously flick to your photos that you've taken and upload them to Facebook or other non-useful social media sites. So that's the camera. I won't go into photos because it's not my iPad, and I fear I might find something that will probably give me nightmares for the next couple of years. And yes, I say years and not days. FaceTime is a new addition. I'm not going to go on FaceTime because I've got no friends. But this new front camera really is good for FaceTiming, whereas I tried to Facebook my dad once on his iPhone. I felt like a twat when I did it like this. Yeah, I know. Friends, I've got no friends, and somehow I still haven't. I've got a bit of family. You can collect your email up, and I know that on this new generation of the iPad, they've added more email accounts, because before there was a limited number. The text messages, you can stick a SIM card in somewhere. You can stick a SIM card in somewhere, or I think you can hook it up to your email and send messages in that way. One or the other, I can't really remember. You got all your standard other settings, etc. Battery percentage as well, that's in through the settings, and obviously all the other things that an iPad would do. The music is updated as well, so when you tilt it to the side on an iPhone, that would bring up the albums, where it doesn't on this, which is a bit annoying, I thought. But obviously you can go through your albums in that way. Another nice feature is if you hold down the center button, along comes Siri. He's probably going to answer me now.
My web search turned this up.
What? Yes, I don't really rate Siri that much. I asked it what the date was once, and it's replied with, "Shall I search the internet for Willy?" And if you don't believe me, there's a link to that video just down here. Yes, it did say that. So Siri is now, I'm guessing, related to Rolf Harris. If everything that he does is related around sex. So that's a nice feature. Whereas if you double tap the home button, you come into multitasking. And as you're swiping through, it brings up everything that you've last been on. Everything, whether it be within the software itself or on the internet. Basically like a history book, but for the entire device, which is really, really cool. And as you're swiping along, occasionally it will bring up the icons of what you've been on. So look, it will bring certain apps up, etc., games, whatever you've been on. It's like an entire history book for the entire device, which is really, really cool. Your maps has been updated as well. The directions are incredibly better than what it was on the iPhone, but obviously if you want to use that as your sat nav, be my guest, but you won't have much luck looking at the fucking dashboard, I can tell you that. But yeah, these maps are updated a lot better, and with the new processor, zooming in on wherever it was. Oh my god, what are the chances of that? Where did that go? I don't know if you can see that, camera, but I've just zoomed in on Cock Hill. What are the chances of that? But yeah, because you're zooming in a lot quicker, it's updating itself a lot faster because of the new processor, which is really, really clever. And something that I didn't notice on the iPhone is you can actually bookmark locations. And that always annoyed me when I was going out anywhere and using the sat-nav, that it wouldn't tell me where I'd previously been. So that's a really nice update, and obviously you can go anywhere in the world if you like to travel. I have no friends, so I like to stay within the premises of my local town. However, I don't venture out much because I'm most likely going to get raped if I go out in Ilkeston anywhere these days. But the maps has been updated, which is really good. The clocks have been a lot more accurate. I know that there was a problem with them not being synced up properly. And I like this as well, having them all on one screen rather than on the iPhone you would have to scroll. I know that sometimes now on the there's an app you can get where you can search on the world and click on a place and it'll tell you the time zone of it. I think that's free as well, so have a look at that. Obviously the messages, I'm sure there's a SIM card slot. I could have sworn there was. Oh, I'm just being told no. Well, that's gay. Oh, and that's another feature. I don't know whether you can notice that when I actually tilt the screen, the picture in the background changes ever so slightly, moves with it as if to give a feel that the icons are actually floating. And I've noticed that as well on the iPhone 5 and the 5C and the 5S. I do actually like that. I'm getting a bit engrossed in it. Anyway, more settings and etc. And the apps have been updated a lot better. So that was the iPad 4. Check out the video of the iPhone 4 I did. I'll link that down just there. That's got almost 90,000 views now, so that's really, really good. So check that out. Really, really good video, apparently. Yeah, I get a lot of people messaging me saying, give up on life, you stupid twat. Which I guess you can class as constructive criticism, but some may beg to differ. So that was the iPhone. Apparently this is an iPhone. Well, with the rate that Apple are going at the moment, it won't be surprised before we're holding up one of these to our earphone. Right, that's it. Links to other videos elsewhere. Thanks a lot. See you later.